be anxious. Maybe that's a secret trick. Just be really sleepy, then you can't get anxious.
The upside of fatigue, yeah.
But, you know, with the burnout thing, you know what I've realized and what I'm trying to do now is sprinkle in days off here and there.
I've noticed.
Like long weekends.
I've noticed.
Fridays or Mondays or random Thursday. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. I used to wait until the very end and then be like, oh no, I've got to use all this time.
I think that fits perfectly because you don't tend to take major yearly international 10-day voyages. And so I think that's actually a great strategy for you. You sprinkle in days off throughout the months, and then that way every few weeks you could have like a 3-day weekend or a shortened week.
Huge difference. Huge difference with work-life balance, I feel like. It's just a little reset. And then you come back and you feel fresh. But you like to take those trips. You're having
every once in a while we do like to bite off a big chunk of time and go somewhere. But I actually think that's a great strategy.
Either way is fun.
You got young kids, it's hard to escape. Okay, a little bit later she was a golden age icon, and now her private conversations are coming to life in a new play that is about to open right here in Chicago at the Studebaker. It's called The Stars of Ava, talking about Ava Gardner, The Secret Conversations. I guess she did this series of very in-depth interviews at the end of her career, which were supposed to go into her autobiography. But because she was going to have a ghostwriter do the autobiography, they had a falling out, but the conversations lived on. Okay, and so it's happening in a new play, which we're going to be speaking with both of the stars of this play, which I'm really excited about. But before we get to that, boy, we've been talking about bugs a lot in the last couple weeks.
Haven't we? I know, they're everywhere. We've got big praying mantises out there, grasshoppers galore out there in Northwest Indiana.
Wolf spiders are taking over my house outside. My 4-year-old won't go through certain areas because he wants me to go first in case there's a spider web that's gone across. Yesterday when I was putting him to bed, reading him stories, he kept noticing all these little they were dust, like little, dust clusters on the ceiling or in the corner of the ceiling, and having me
go up there and clean
throw
it
clothes. I didn't have anything to but like I was throwing clothes up at the ceiling so that
knock them down.
Because he was like, they're going. He's going through like an insect fear stage.
Tell him the spiders, the wolf spiders, their webs are usually on the ground. Like they're not going to be across a building. Wolf spiders.
Well, I am finding tons of webs across
I don't know what those creature spiders are.
Well, I don't know. Do we have the visual queued up here as promised?
We're hitting it. Hey, heads up. Warning to you at home. If
trigger warning if you're eating. You want to turn away.
Yes. You can listen, but just
so I woke up yesterday morning.
What body part is this?
This is the back of my knee. I woke up yesterday morning. Look at how close up that is. Oh my gosh.
Look at the liquid.
I woke up yesterday. It was just itching. Okay, I was like, oh, mosquito bite, whatever. Over the last 24 hours, it has become this. Okay? It has become that. I've got these bubbles of fluid.
No.
It's starting to like ulcerate, and that inflammation is starting to spread. So yes, we do have a spider problem at Casa Ponce right now. Okay, we could probably. Sorry about that. We did tell you to turn away if you were eating.
You're wondering what ChicagoNOW is all about.
It's right here, and there's Band-Aids and hydrocortisone cream on it. So
we're taking care of
I'm going to monitor it, and
that is terrifying.
It was.
No wonder your kids are scared. Did you tell Maggie? Is Maggie?
I did not share this with my youngest because I knew it would just freak him out.
Are you sure it's not like in your car or something?
I don't know. I woke up with the bites yesterday. They were minor mosquito. Like I was like, oh, it's just itchy mosquito bites. But then today they're like that. So.
Did you itch them hard though?
No. I'm not a bad itcher. I put a little cream on it. All right, so we're going to be talking about not spiders. Well, I guess ticks are
ticks, gross,
they're kind of spiders,
insects,
right?
Sure.
Okay, from Lyme disease to emerging conditions like alpha-gal syndrome, the spread of ticks carries real risks for residents, outdoor workers, farmers, pets, of course, kids when they're running around in the tall weeds with shorts on, sandals on, no long pants. This is serious stuff, especially Lyme. Do you know anyone with Lyme?
Do
we have a crew member with Lyme?
No
Brad's got Lyme. Oh my gosh, we should interview him about it. Because it can,
it'll affect you. It can hardcore.
Did you catch it early, Brad? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I am very sorry to hear that, because the folks. I've got
so many questions.
I've got a friend of mine from college who did not catch it early, and it has affected everything about her life. She hasn't been able to go to work. Her brain, you mentioned your brain fog on less sleep. It's like that all the time for her, and it's just absolutely
awful.
Devastating.
And there's no cure?
No.
So I know a friend of a friend.
It's treatable, but there's no cure.
She's like on the couch, can hardly take care of her kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so actually we shouldn't. This is not a tick bite because it doesn't have that bullseye.
Yeah.
You know that I'm pretty sure not.
Yeah, because the ticks, it's the disease-carrying creatures, that and mosquitoes.
Yeah. So we are joined this morning by Rebecca Lee Smith, Associate Professor of Epidemiology. Dr. Smith, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Will you give us the basics on what we need to know about this new sampling with regard to ticks and the different kinds of ticks that have been found here in Illinois? And I understand they vary a little bit across the different counties and regions of Illinois, correct?
That is correct. So we have 4 vector ticks in Illinois. Vector ticks are what we call the ticks that can carry diseases. There isn't enough information about Gulf Coast ticks because they're very newly discovered in Illinois. But up in the northern area, we have clusters of the black-legged ticks. Those are the ones that spread Lyme disease. Down in southern Illinois, we have clusters of the Lone Star ticks. Those are the ones that give you alpha-gal, which is that mammalian meat allergy. And then in the center, we have a little bit of Lone Star, a little bit of black-legged, and also the American dog tick, which carries the most deadly of the tick-borne diseases, which is the rickettsiosis. So they have multiple diseases, and they're all throughout the state, but we have different clusters of different ticks in different places.
Wait. The last one you just mentioned, I've never heard of that before. A dog tick? Tell me what the rickettsiosis.
And that's deadly for dogs or humans?
It's deadly for humans and for dogs.
Okay.
So, what does it do?
Luckily, it's pretty rare.
What does that disease do?
So rickettsiosis, it's a bacterial disease, but it's a very fast-moving one. So, if you don't catch Lyme early, you can have these chronic diseases. If you don't catch rickettsiosis early, it can be sepsis. So it can lead to very quick death.
When you said it's very rare, how rare are we talking about?
Luckily, we haven't had a lot of cases in Illinois. It does happen in Illinois. We have had deaths due to it, but thankfully not a ton in Illinois. Much more Lyme disease and much more of the alpha-gal as far as we know, although it's not reportable, so we don't have great data on that.
So if someone gets bit by a tick and they see the tick, are there certain ones out of the few that you just listed that they should keep and in any circumstance bring it into the doctor? Because I know sometimes they say, well, keep the tick, and if you have a reaction, bring it in. But is there a way to identify the more serious ticks that could be causing issues that no matter what, if you get that tick on you and it bites you, you've got to go to the ER?
Actually, no, because when a tick bites you, it takes 24 to 48 hours to actually transmit most diseases. So as long as you get it off really quickly, which is why we say do your tick checks, find the ticks as quickly as possible, because they can't transmit the diseases if you find them before they bite or if they've just started to bite. But yes, if you find them, do remove them safely and save them to show your doctor. So if you have symptoms, they can narrow down to which diseases are most likely. It might change how they treat the disease.
Oh.
Did you see it say for the one variety that it actually gives you an allergy?
To meat.
Yes, the Lone Star tick can give you alpha-gal syndrome, which is an allergy to mammalian meat. So not just red meat, but also pork. And you end up having this late delayed allergic reaction that if you're exposed to meat, 3 to 4 hours later, you can have anything from a stomach ache to full anaphylactic shock.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That is. So it like actually implants a meat allergy to the victim or the recipient.
It's saliva. So the saliva, because it bit a mammal before it bites you, it has the mammalian sugars in its saliva, and its saliva makes you allergic.
Oh, because your body's probably trying to attack the saliva, and then those proteins are in there. Interesting. Okay. So
one of our colleagues, Delaney, It's unbelievable. Everyone behind the cameras, one lives with Lyme and one alpha-gal syndrome. So this is how common is this?
We don't know. Alpha-gal syndrome isn't reportable, so we know that it's a growing problem. We've heard reports about it, but nobody's really done the data collection to find out how much is out there and where it's really a problem. But I will tell you that the ticks that are most commonly associated with it are really common down in southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois.
So down in the Shawnee National Forest, you really need to be aware of that.
I just have to ask, Delaney, how old were you and when you contracted it, and do you avoid meat to this day?
23, and yeah, so can't get it.
Okay, 23.
No
she contracted it at age 23.
way.
And then she's had to avoid meat ever since.
Okay, so talking about finding these ticks and getting reports, how do you guys gather this data? Do you have to visit doctor's offices? Do you rely on people who find these ticks to report back?
So for this study, we collected data from a lot of different websites and other data collection units. So we used our natural history survey. The Illinois Natural History Survey has an insect collection. Walter Reed has a insect collection. We used iNaturalist. So any of those places that people report finding ticks, we took all of that data in to look at where people have reported ticks. We have in the past gone out to look for ticks, but there's a limit to how far across the state we can get just with our labs. So we try to pull in information from as many places as possible.
Will you put the current data in context with previous decades? You know, when I was a kid, 80s and 90s, it was something that we were aware of. You know, I remember hearing about deer ticks and Lyme disease and to check for ticks and everything. It's always been kind of in the back of my mind. But has the prevalence of these disease-carrying ticks increased here in Illinois specifically over the years?
We think so. We don't have great data from early on. Of course, with ticks, you have to go looking for them. So if we don't have the data, we don't know. But it seems like they are moving. The ticks that carry Lyme disease, the black-legged ticks, seem to be moving down from the north to the south. And the Lone Star ticks are moving up from the south to the north. And the American dog ticks are everywhere. We have them all across the state, and they've been there for a while.
Okay, so you say American dog ticks, and this is going to sound like a silly question, but when our dogs are outside and they do get a tick, it's not necessarily the American dog tick. It could be any kind, right? Or do they only take the American dog ticks?
No, all of these ticks that I'm talking about, they affect dogs, they affect cats, they can affect horses and cows, as well as people.
Wow. Okay. So how should we kind of handle this information? It's easy to just kind of like want to stay inside or stay fully clothed and covered up at all times. Will you talk some sense into us on this issue and kind of common sense approach here?
Yeah, so common sense approach, we want to be careful, be aware when you're going into tick habitat. So anything with long grass, at the edge of woods, be aware that there might be ticks there. If you're going to spend a lot of time there, you might want to tuck your pants into your socks. You might want to use permethrin, which is something you can use to treat your clothing, so your clothing will repel ticks. You definitely want to use your tick repellent on your skin. So there's a number of different products, sprays and lotions that are EPA approved that you can use to protect yourself. And then after that, you really want to go through and do your tick checks when you come in or regularly when you've been out. The CDC recommends taking a shower. It's the best way to look for ticks on your body is if you take a shower when you come inside. You can wash off all of the tick repellent and also do a quick check. The ticks love to hide in your crevices, so you got to check your belly button, you got to check your groin, you got to check your armpit, along the edge of your hair, any of those places that are kind of dark and quiet.
So I'm assuming that they're going to be an issue until the first freeze. Are they more active now, this time of year, or are they more active early in the season for breeding purposes or whatnot?
So we really worry about spring and fall because that's when the nymphs are most active. So the nymphs are kind of like the tick teenagers. So they've had time to get infected, but they're still really small. So they're still the size of a poppy seed. So they're very hard to find. So that's what the ones we're most worried about. The adults are a bit larger and easier to find. They're more active in the middle of the summer. But we will see tick activity year-round in Illinois, and I do know that tick-borne disease has been diagnosed in Illinois in every single month of the year. So we do see it. If it's above freezing, the ticks can come out.
Oh, no.
Wow.
So burrow in the ground or something in the wintertime, and then they come out?
In the winter, they like to burrow into the leaf litter, and if it's above freezing, they'll wake up and come out and look for a meal.
Disgusting.
Yes, I'm glad at least we are armed with knowledge here.
But also spooky now.
It is, it is. Oh my gosh, this has been...
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right,
Dr. Smith, thank you so much for at least arming us with some valuable info.
Yeah.
Let's all stay careful out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for spreading the word.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully those ticks don't spread too quickly.
Like those, so she said which ones were coming in from the north? The
Lone Star.
And then we had the ticks coming in from the south.
The Lone Star is coming from the south. The deer ticks are going down.
Yeah, so we're kind of in the epicenter of tick heaven.
12 months out of the year.
You know what she said, just tuck those jeans into your socks.
Hey, that was the look at one point, wasn't it? Back in the 80s where people would tight roll their jeans. And remember that? Or you're too young for that, but people would do that with their jeans.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Tighten them up.
Or in the Ugg boots, maybe.
Showing my age
you put your jeans into the socks and then your Ugg boots on top. But yeah, it's a spooky thing, especially because these diseases, you can't. They're like you said, maybe things to make it more livable.
Yeah, right.
With them, but there's no cure. It's not going away. It's scary, especially for like little kids. Like you said, when you were a kid, you didn't really think about it. They just run through the high grass.
Check those kids.
Yeah.
You got to remember. All right. Is burnout killing your creativity? Well, we have just the person to talk to us about this. If you find yourself in that category, dealing with burnout, dealing with anxiety, and you've been itching to get some kind of creative project off the ground, finding it difficult to do that, we've got the man to talk to. Josh Pace has written a book. It's called Lose Your Mind, The Path to Creative Invincibility. And he is going to join us to talk about that and some other topics when we come back here on Chicago Now. Stay with us.
Welcome back. All right, so I think we've all been here, burnout at some point in your life. But burnout isn't just draining employees, it's crushing creativity in workplaces everywhere. I mean, think about even when you were in college, if you tried to do a project or something, you just burn out. Awful. So Josh Pace wrote a book, Lose Your Mind, The Path to Creative Invincibility, and he's going to share how simple resets can spark innovation, why anxiety can actually fuel creativity, and how embracing all of our emotions, not just the positive ones, can transform stress into breakthroughs. Good morning, Josh. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and good morning, Chicago.
Where are you joining us from, Josh?
I am in New York City, where I grew up.
New York.
Yeah.
All right.
That's probably why. Can you start off, before we get into your book, I want to know what encouraged you to write this book. I'm assuming you had some serious burnout.
I had burnout when I started auditioning. I really was at a place where I had so much nervousness, so much anxiety, so much fear. I didn't know. I had all kinds of horrible thoughts. Have I made a big mistake pursuing this business? And I also discovered that when I felt nervousness, fear, and anxiety, and I tried to suppress it, I tried to hide it, two things happened. One was it was exhausting because there was this natural charge in my body, and anxiety, nervousness, fear, joy, every emotion is natural to us. But we hold some as good and some as bad, and that's what messes us up. But all that attention I was putting to try to hide what I was feeling takes an enormous amount of energy. And so that was draining. Plus, I noticed the more I managed, suppressed, tried to alter what I was feeling, I was sending a message to my nervous system, to my body, I don't want to feel you. And as a result, my attention had to go somewhere, and it went into my head. And when we go into our head in moments like that, it is not kind. It tells us that we're too this, not enough that, we're getting behind, everyone else is ahead, we're too fat, too thin, too fill in the blank. So we have to learn how to get out of being dominated by our mind, and one of the ways is to increase our tolerance for everything we're feeling, welcoming everything that we're feeling.
What is the strategy to do that? That sounds something that's way easier said than done.
Well, can I just, a little quick backstory. My father was a theoretical physicist who worked with Einstein, Niels Bohr, all of those people. And when I was a little kid, I asked him what he did, and he said, "Do you see what you're sitting on? And you see that table next to you?" I was, "Yes." And he said, "Do you see your knee?" "Yes." He said, "The smallest part of the table, the smallest part of your knee are the same things, atoms." And that's what I explored, the building blocks of the universe. So that was trippy as a 6-year-old to hear that. But if you feel emotions, nervousness, anxiety, joy, whatever it is, as an atomic vibration in your body, so if you feel nervousness, maybe it's like a vibratory sensation. If you feel anxiety, maybe it's a fluctuating sensation. But if you feel it without judging it, really feel it, it takes it out of good and bad. And then that energy, which is really there to help you, can be a source of creativity, can be a jetpack of fuel. But we have to get out of the mindset, the myth that this sensation is good and this sensation is bad. The human body, it's built into our DNA to feel all these different things. And if we can welcome them as opposed to manage or hold them as bad, the world opens up to us. We have access to our creativity. If you're working in front of an audience, and we all have an audience, whether it's one-on-one or like you guys in front of thousands or millions of people, people want to connect to us, and we have to connect to us to allow them in.
Kind of be more curious about, why am I feeling this way, or where is this coming from? I know when I get anxiety, I don't know if you two do this as well, but to your point of knowing that it's just a vibration and the atoms, we're a small speck on a floating rock in our universe, and it kind of brings things to, perspective. It gives you some perspective, and then maybe you can work your way through these emotions. So you mentioned taking this energy this pent-up energy that you're trying to get rid of or shove away, and using that towards creativity. So in your book, do you describe how to take those next steps so you realize that you have this anxiety, you're trying to push it away. Instead of doing that, you use that energy to move forward. What are your words for that?
Well, it's the subtitle of the book is The Path to Creative Invincibility. And my definition of creative invincibility is that no matter what sensation you're feeling, and no matter what kinds of thoughts are in your head, this book will teach you how to do your best work, no matter what.
You talk about something called the quick reset. How does that work?
Yeah. So there's 4 access points to presence, and I'll just quickly review them. So there's a period of time when we're in an interaction, or you're driving your car or whatever, and you don't even know that your mind has taken you. You're having an argument with somebody about something that happened in the past. Why did they do that to me? Blah, blah, blah. Or you're talking with someone and you're thinking later, I gotta go shopping, whatever. As soon as you're aware that your mind has pulled you out, say out loud, I'm back. So that's the first step, to acknowledge that your mind has just pulled you into some form of a mental drama or out of this moment. So I'm back. That's the first step. Next is to connect to your immediate environment. And by that, I mean, see what's around you. Look at anything around you and see it maybe how a baby or a dog might see it, meaning see it in terms of the color of it, the shape of it, the texture of it, the lightness and darkness of it. So you're literally seeing what's there, and that pulls you out of your mind and into the moment. The other pieces is to breathe, take a breath to feel. Take a breath to feel the kinetic vibrational frequency in your body. And it may be it might be an accelerated vibration, or it might be a very subtle vibration, but we want to return to what is real. We want to return to our immediate environment, our body, our breath, and get out of this repetitive nonsense that typically is the same nonsense day in, day out.
Then what's the next step? So you're in your reality, you're back,
in the present.
You're back.
We want to channel this into, let's say we have a creative project that's just kind of been tap dancing on your forehead for like 6 months, 2 years. How do we get there?
Well, then it's a matter of taking actionable steps, like what is the next step I need to do? And what catches people is as they take their next steps to bring whatever they want to create to life, we have to recognize that for every single person, the more you bring yourself out into the world, and if there's a book you want to write or a song you want to bring out, we're going to vibrate. The intensity of the vibration is going to increase, but that is natural. And that intensity, maybe it's in the form of nervousness, does not mean you're not ready. It does not mean you're not professional. I've worked with very famous actors, very famous entrepreneurs, and every single one of them, when they have an idea and they take that first step forward to making it a reality, they're going to start feeling more stuff. And so the game is to allow that vibrational frequency to be there and move forward anyway.
I like that, and I also like the idea that you mentioned of breaking up a task into more manageable steps. So don't think about, oh, the hardcover of the book you got right there, that is the final product of probably months of work for you, but what are those initial little baby steps that you need that'll eventually get there? I actually do really like zeroing in on that.
Yeah, like taking a step back and
then
looking at the process, maybe finding the solution, writing down the steps of what you actually need to do and taking emotion out of it for a moment, perhaps.
Absolutely. And it's almost as if you are assigning tasks to an assistant, but it's really to you.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're not going to do like what's going to be on the cover, what's going to be on the back. Look at this guy. But it's what are a possible list of, or the step can be make a list of possible titles of the first 3 chapters of the book. And that's actionable. If you go make your, task, write the book,
that's too big. That's harpooning a whale.
That'll put you in your head, or it'll generate
absolutely.
Little
Josh,
steps.
great stuff. Where can folks find out more about you?
Well, you can get the book wherever books are sold. It drops officially September 30th, but you can go anywhere and pre-order it now. It's going to change your life. You can hit me up on Instagram at Josh Pais, JoshPais. If you see me on the street, come say hi. That's a great way to find me. And I just wish all of you just blessings in creating what you are on the planet to create.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Congrats on the upcoming release, sir. We'll look for you on the streets in New York.
Have a great day.
Please do. All right.
Josh Pais. Okay.
I love this that we're, reaching into different mental health topics, because I feel like it just hasn't been done in the past.
Have you noticed a theme with them? A lot of them involve coming back to the present.
Yeah.
Strategies to come back into the present moment.
Well, it's hard with these phones, too. I mean, how many times are you just scrolling in another world?
Oh, my gosh, I know.
And then snap back to reality.
Back to reality.
Yeah.
Speaking of a creative project that has come to fruition.
Yes.
Everybody.
Okay.
There is a very cool new performance happening at the Studebaker Theater. And it focuses on one of the major actresses of Hollywood's golden age, talking about Ava Gardner. And a local actress who I remember seeing in movies when I was just a little kid with my parents. Elizabeth McGovern is here in studio with her co-star to talk about a new play called Ava, The Secret Conversations. And they're going to join us when we come back right after this short break.
Start the book.
How do I want to start?
Yes, how do you want to start?
Ava Gardner, the world's most beautiful animal and Hollywood's original femme fatale, looks back on her storied career. Mickey Rooney, Artie Shaw, Howard Hughes, and Frank Sinatra all fell to her charms as the once small-town girl climbed the Hollywood ladder to become one of the most recognizable stars of the silver screen.
But who would you be without people like me?
Let's write this truthful book together. Is that what you're suggesting?
At the height of Hollywood's golden age, Ava Gardner's life was as glamorous as it was turbulent, filled with blockbuster films, high-profile marriages, and unforgettable stories. Many of those stories were captured in a series of private interviews with the writer Peter Evans, which decades later has become the foundation for Ava, The Secret Conversation. So now the acclaimed stage play is coming to Chicago, starring Elizabeth McGovern, best known from Downton Abbey, excuse me, not downtown, Downton Abbey, and Erin Costa-Ganis, who takes on the role of Evans. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You are not only acting in this play, you wrote the script?
I did write the script. It's based on a book.
Yes.
So credit where credit is due. A lot of the material is gleaned from this book that Peter Evans published after he had this time sitting with Ava Gardner in her apartment in London trying to write her autobiography.
Refresh people on the story here, because I understand there was some big time behind the scenes drama when it came to these two. It later came to light that she had a problem with Peter Evans, right? And then these documents and these interviews came about later. It was all for the autobiography.
For the record, we get along famously.
Make that clear, right?
Really, really well.
But Ava and Peter, it was a different story. I think they went on a journey together that was an intimate one, as you would with somebody that you're telling your life story to. But I think they grappled over who finally controlled how the book was presented, how her life was presented, and I thought that was a really interesting dynamic to explore on a stage. So
I just want to know what drew you to her. So what made you, obviously you are captivated by her as a person and her story and her life.
To be perfectly honest, the first thing that caught my attention was the book, because I loved this dynamic between the two of them. And then I discovered what a character she is. I didn't know before reading the book anything about her, but it was so much fun to watch her movies, because she was a movie star like you really don't have anymore. And she did the kind of movies that we don't do anymore. And that was wonderful for me to discover. And I hope the play is an homage to that kind of glamour, but not only glamour, just absolutely wonderful storytelling with wonderful characterizations and wonderful parts for women in a way that, as much as we kick and scream, we're not really writing anymore, or not really supporting as an industry, but they did in her day. So part of the play looks at the culture of Hollywood in a way that is critical, but it's also an homage to the kind of movies that they used to make.
Right.
Erin, in prepping for this role, talk about your approach. Did you start with the book as well to bring this journalist character to life?
Yeah, I mean, Peter functions as a piece of the play. The way that what Elizabeth wrote, which is very fun to do, is you also get an eye into these marriages through the men that Ava was married to. So we're doing Peter Evans sort of starts the story, but you also get like a glimpse of Mickey Rooney and Artie Shaw and famously Frank Sinatra. So there's the prep was a little bit different than like a normal play where you'd kind of go, okay, who is this person, because this is multiple people. But yeah, it starts with Peter, and yeah, and then sort of getting understanding of all of the men and who they were.
But on top of that, there's this relationship between Ava and Peter that is happening on the stage.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the dynamic that is happening between Ava and Peter kind of throws them back into the relationships of her past, and he embodies all the relationships of her past.
So you had to shapeshift a little bit.
So this guy is working hard, I'm telling you.
Yes, interesting.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
This has had.
And I mean, I can't wait for people to see this performance.
Absolutely, and it's run in both LA and New York so far, correct?
That's right.
So,
and there was a production in London, but that was way long ago.
So we're third/fourth stop on
so we've tried to work out the kinks for Chicago.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, you gotta.
We're gonna get it right here. Yeah, that's right.
This is the real deal now that
exactly.
you're in Chicago. Yeah, but the two of you, is it two-person show? Like
it is. There is another character who is very influential as a voice of Peter's agent.
Okay.
So
what about Ava's family? Are they going to come out?
Oh, they've been involved ever since the beginning.
Oh, really?
Of them,
What has that been like?
It's fun. They're all called Ava. Literally.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like her. They're absolutely wonderful, warm.
So is it
smart.
daughter, like
no,
daughter?
Who I know, she didn't have a daughter, but she has nieces.
Okay.
Lots of nieces, nephews, and they all have her aura. I can see. I mean, I think one of the things that I could relate to about Ava Gardner is she did have a wonderful family, and I could understand that, having come from what I would describe as a wonderful family myself. So that really, I think, helped her survive a lot of what she went through in Hollywood. And then they're still around.
Wow.
Hollywood, obviously a very different environment these days than it was in this golden age.
The Hollywood glamour days.
We know every move of every celebrity at every moment of the day these days, okay? So this journalistic approach that Peter Evans took, what will your audience take away from storytelling as it was back then, as opposed to here in 2025 where it's all social media and TMZ?
I mean, that's interesting. I feel like there's a choice in the story. What is the kind of issue is what will be told, how will it be told, and it feels like there's no choice now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
So,
and there's a little bit of mystery.
That's right.
And Ava really understood her own mystery and how to control it. And that seems to be a thing of the past. Personally, I miss it. I don't really want to know so much about everybody. It's hard enough for me to kind of get
Is it a relief to you? Because, I mean, I was telling the folks before you got here, I feel like I saw She's Having a Baby when I was, first of all, way too young.
I don't want to know.
I watched that with my parents, and I remember there was one scene where your character's like on the bed. It's Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And, but anyway, so through the 80s, is it a relief for you that you didn't have to, like, I mean, in those years, navigate through what Hollywood is?
Completely, absolutely. I don't. If I was a young actor now, I just don't know how I would survive, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to do something about this. It's
too much.
Crazy.
It's too much. We're gonna look back at this time and be like, what were we doing?
Yeah.
With this, the secret conversations. Was there any moment that when you were reading this book that really stuck out to you, like a surprise that maybe people can come watch the play and be like, whoa, I didn't expect this little plot twist?
I think the surprise is going to be that the way it's presented, you think you're going to watch a Hollywood biopic on stage about someone's life, and it's totally not that at all.
Oh.
It's more a kind of, it's more watching the arc of a love affair. That kind of, there's a journey that play goes on, and it peaks, and then it falls apart. And I hope that that's entertaining and alive, and along the way I hope we touch on a lot of interesting thoughts about the movie business, about privacy, about intimacy. I mean, we're hoping that it sort of addresses on a lot of things that are outside the story, not just the story of the rise from rags to riches that is the kind of typical Hollywood story.
How did the rest of her life play out after these conversations?
Ooh, not great.
Well, I mean, she lived in London. She left America quite early on and lived in Spain, and then finally the end of her years were spent in London. I mean, she was always a feisty character. I don't know whether it was a sad end.
She was alone. I mean, the thing of it was that because I had an idea of Ava before this a little bit, because I really liked Frank Sinatra growing up, and I remember sort of like getting a sense of her through him, and that I do recall, like, at the end of her life that she and Frank were they were constantly talking, and he was trying to get her to come back to the States to get treatment because she wasn't physically very well. She had had a stroke, and she wasn't very well. So there's a lot of, so Frank also sort of plays into the story quite heavily, because
they were in touch right to the end. And she had lots of friends and family.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she struggled. I think the point is that it takes a toll, the kind of fame that she experienced in her life, and I hope to explore that in the story. What happens to you, and part of what you sacrifice is your ability to have intimate relationships because you can't trust anymore, and you've kind of I think you feel that something is taken away from you.
When you're everyone's property.
When you're everyone's property, exactly.
This is also a story about a journalist as well. And as a journalist myself, I'm always, my ears and eyes always kind of perk up. Is there anything in your character's approach, Peter Evans, that surprised you about his journalistic approach in terms of trying to document the life of this legend?
Well, I think we kind of touch on this in the play, is that he's trying to move out of, he had actually had quite a bit of success with a book about Aristotle of Naissus.
Oh.
And they were near the end of his life. They were making this into a film, and he was having a bit of success, but he was trying to transition into writing in the play that we're telling, the story of Peter that we're telling in the play, that he's trying to move into writing books. He wants to be a novelist. Fiction. So the way that he's approaching this story, I think they meet where his impulses are being pushed back by from his agent, who wants the Hollywood story. He wants all the dirty, gritty details, and Peter, I think, wants to tell the story of Ava Gardner from a very personal perspective and wants to meet her where she's at. And I think that's where that initial conflict comes from. And so that's where we see the two of them begin, and then it moves very quickly into being something very different.
What a cool concept. I want to kind of ride off, I think we're getting close to being out of time, but Caitlin's question about that moment when you're reading the book, was there any moment when you were reading the book where you said, aha, this should actually be a stage play?
Right from the very beginning.
Oh, right.
I thought the dynamic was so interesting. Peter was Ava Gardner was a famous person who had no confidence. Peter Evans was a totally unknown person who had too much confidence and too much ambition. And Peter wanted to, Aaron was saying, wanted to create this kind of work of art, and Ava just wanted to make some money. And they came together, and the fact that they had this spark also was a source of conflict. She thought she had hired a pushover biographer, and she hired a man who had a lot of dreams and ambitions about writing the greatest autobiography ever written. And they kind of fell in love, but then they fell out because they just couldn't reconcile these two ambitions and places in life and all of that. And I just thought that was just such a great dynamic to explore.
Wow.
I am fascinated. I am actually absolutely fascinated. So without further ado, give us the information on the show, what everyone needs to know, because the run here is relatively short, so people need to hit this window.
Yeah, so it starts tomorrow, our first preview, so cut us some slack.
Here we go.
And then we go to October the 12th.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
At the Studebaker Theater, which is in the Fine Arts. By the way, the building itself is a work of art in itself.
Great. I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, you're going to be blown away when you walk in. I think there's one of those old school elevator. Actually, I think there's an elevator attendant. Do you guys know this is the Fine Arts building?
No.
We're talking.
Yes.
The glory days.
Wow.
This is throwback in so many different ways.
Come for that alone.
Exactly.
If you don't like the play, you'll love the
Elizabeth and Aaron, thank you so much for being here in studio, and good luck with this run here in Chicago.
Thank you.
Welcome back home, by the way, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Hey.
Evanstonian.
An Evanstonian. All right, we're back with more Chicago Now right after this. You know that voice?
Yeah, exactly.
You know that voice. You know that laugh.
He's getting kicked out of the Wieners Circle here in a minute. Jake, can you hear me?
Jake, have you worn out your welcome yet?
I can.
In 8 minutes. This thing hasn't even started yet.
Listen, we've been out here all morning long. Not quite as long as fans have been out here, but listen, there are 2 things I love in this world, guys. A Bears win and free hot dogs. Because of one, we got the other. Because of 4 Caleb Williams touchdowns against America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, we got one of these. Free hot dogs at the best hot dog joint in Chicago. We're live at Wieners Circle. Good morning, guys. How we doing? Listen,
right.
I want to say something really quick. Listen, everybody gets a free hot dog, right? And that is great. But when you come out here to Lincoln Park, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to scan this Venmo. We want you to tip the crew because they've been working out here all morning long. They didn't know this was going to happen. They didn't know Caleb Williams was going to be throwing 4 touchdowns, but they have been busting their butt all morning long so the people of Chicago can have a free dog. We're out here with Emma, the operations manager. Emma, I got to ask, when that tweet went out, did you guys think this was going to happen?
You know, we knew there was a chance. We didn't know exactly that it was going to happen. Yeah. But, you know, I think we helped a little inspiration on the Bears end, I like to say. But, yeah, no, we're excited it did happen because Sunday we started getting calls already to the store, first touchdown in, and we made it happen, pulled it together.
I think it was 18 seconds into that 3rd inning, and he scored the 4th one to DJ Moore. How many hot dogs are you guys preparing today?
We're taking bets today, but I think we got upwards of 2,000 dogs going today. So
you guys have a record? Is there like a number you guys have turned out in one day?
I know that it's over 2,000. I think around 3,000. So
all right, were you guys ready? We've had a crowd. It's a little drizzly. It's a little raining out there today. Guys inside, how we feeling? We feeling good?
Feeling good. We're ready to go. Yeah.
They're ready to go, guys. They're ready to go. Really quick, hold on. Let's turn around. I want you guys to see. It's a little rainy, but the folks of Chicago are turning out. Guys, are you ready? Yeah! We're a couple of minutes out. Can you hold on a couple of minutes? No! They can't hold on. Everybody say hi to Fox 32. Hey, we love you guys. I see you. All right, guys. We are out here. It is the Wieners Circle. Listen, I think I got the unofficial first one. We're not going to tell them because I will be ripped limb to limb. What are we at?
Jake.
We're just about 5 minutes away. 5 minutes.
Hey, Jake, I took care of your tip for that dog. I clicked the QR code. Reagan Eggert, I've paid Reagan for the tip for that dog.
$530.
Hey guys, Anthony Ponce scanned the QR code. Anthony Ponce, our anchor back in studio, gave you guys a tip for this dog. We appreciate you guys. See, that's how we do things in real time.
I want to also give more credit where credit is due. When we zoomed in on that hot dog, we saw the poppy seed bun. Okay, we saw that poppy seed bun. I understand there's another Chicago company that stepped up for those buns.
Yeah, there is. See, where are they at? Where are you guys at? Hold on. Oh, you can follow me. We're tethered.
Jake, get
I lost my IFB, guys, so we're just going to walk for a second. All right, guys, I hear the buns are great out here. Is that true? Guys, I hear the buns are great. Look at this. Come on, that's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like, look at all those poppy. Look at the poppy seeds. Look at the poppy seeds. We make sure that they are just christened every bun right there.
It's gorgeous. Like put this on the Sistine Chapel.
Right?
Come on. Give the people what they want.
It's authentic.
Yeah, we're going to the Vatican. We're putting this on the Sistine Chapel. All right, guys. They're about to open those doors, which means we're probably going to get trampled. I lost my IFB, so on that note, I'm going to toss it back to you guys in the studio, and I'm going to get out of the way because I don't want people to know that I actually got the first one. See, I'm already in the way. I got to go. All right, bye.
You only got one? I thought you were going to have at least
There was no way they were going to give him more than one.
No.
Because did you see the line?
Limited stock. Long lines.
Exactly. But S. Rosen's, the bun. You've had the poppy seed bun from S. Rosen's, which is right here in Chicago.
I don't know exactly where it was from, but I've had a poppy seed bun.
So good.
Remember I told you about that restaurant out by my place? That new one that
oh, yes. Buona Beef.
They've got the poppy seed
I bet they're S. Rosen's.
But you know what?
True
my kids, they're like, I don't like the black stuff on the bun.
My kids don't like it either.
I'm like, you can't even really taste it. It's fine.
You got to just, No, actually, that's the second time poppy seeds have come up during the show because those adolescent ticks that are getting everyone of the size of a poppy seed.
Disgusting.
We thank Jake for braving what's normally
like
hostile waters at the Wieners Circle. You know, but they can, you know, sometimes you can be met with a little hostility there. Not today. They're doing the giveaway. I love what they're doing, and you know, congrats to the Bears for making this happen. Really.
Yeah.
They turned the key.
Maybe the Bears should make an appearance.
Wouldn't that be something?
You know, get a little selfie with some of the guests there.
We have another exciting hour of Chicago Now coming up. Tia Ewing waiting in the wings here.
And so is Gabby.
And Gabby Primus
will be here for you guys.
Love this team, and they will be back with more Chicago Now right after this, everybody. So stay with us.
Welcome to the 11 o'clock hour of Chicago Now. I'm Gabriella Primus.
And I'm Tia Ewing. I'm so happy that you're back. We missed you yesterday.
You know what? I'm telling you, I'm so happy that I'm back. I need a routine. I had my wedding, I had my honeymoon. Then I think my body was just like, you know what?
You need some rest.
You can now calm down.
Yeah.
So you're going to get sick now.
Let me ask you. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say. Let me ask you
because that's our first trending topic, huh? First, let's go over some stuff that's going to come up in the show. Have you ever heard of fall fatigue? Do you get fall fatigue?
I kind of feel like I get winter fatigue.
So do I.
Like when winter is in full progress, I kind of feel like I want some spring in my life, some summer in my life, and I get, you know, over that. But not fall fatigue, I don't think, but maybe.
I guess we're going to learn some more. Maybe I do too, but it's kind of going to be a vibe check. So we're going to ask a doctor how to recharge your energy, learn more about that. Also, bingo. With
on steroids.
Major twist. Let's say that. On a major twist. I didn't even play this video with the sound on, and I know that it's going to be crazy. We're going to talk about pretty much bingo. That's not your grandma's edition of it.
Right.
And it's a global party that's taking over here in Chicago that we are going to learn about.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to having that interview. But first, we got to talk about something that I learned about myself. I found out by doing this show solo, I think when you're by yourself, you kind of hear your voice a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
And I found out that I say a key phrase all the time. But here's what's crazy. Once Delaney made this video, what I found out from my family and friends is that I've been saying this. In addition to, I always say, another thing they said, I can't remember what it is now, but the thing of it is that nobody has ever corrected me. So all of my family and friends know that I always say this in conversation, and they never said, hey, could you stop saying that, or it's annoying, or...
Let's show the clip, and then we can talk some more. So this is the viral video that's going on Fox 32 Chicago's platform. So let's take a look.
Let me ask you, I gotta quit saying that. I didn't realize how much yeah, that's like my mantra now. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So let me ask you, do you go to the games? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I saw horseback riding. Let me ask you, because you did say, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, as tourism, I always say, let me ask you this. It's like my key thing I always say, but let me ask you this. So let me ask you, when you say about those numbers from 2024, let me ask you about momentum. Let me ask you. I just realized how much I say that, Chris. But anywho, when it comes to thank you so much for being with us. You just made me realize I need to check myself. I always say, let me ask you this. And you pointed it out to me. All right, thanks for being with us. We'll be right back. I mean,
yeah, I love it.
I just can't believe I said it that many times in one show. Again. Like, that's insane.
You know what? I did you a favor then. Me calling out sick helped you figure out something about yourself.
Yeah.
I loved it. You know what?
Crazy.
I will say I have noticed you said that a few times.
You told me that.
Maybe more than a few times. But it's just like once a show, so it's not like I'm going to mention
apparently, it's not once a show.
Well,
that was 11 times.
Though. That was a different situation. And man, bravo to Delaney.
I know, for turning that around real quick.
Beautiful video. Now, don't call me out, all right?
Apparently, I also say a random question. What is a phrase that you say all the time that maybe you're aware of? Anything else?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Probably.
I'm gonna have to start doing a tally, because I can't be alone in this. I think all people have like a favorite phrase.
100%. Yeah, there's like a crutch phrase. You know, there's things that you get used to saying. Like at the end of the segment, I always, like when I out live for Good Day Chicago, I always like end by saying, like saying the website. But I feel like that's pretty normal, and they kind of want us to. So
true. Yeah, I don't know.
I definitely have some, and you know what? I'm not opening up the floodgates for you guys to let me know what it is either. I'm fragile.
We're going to cut a video when we figure out what your key phrase is. I just can't believe I said that 11 times.
We could be humbled, I guess.
And the blinking. Like, nobody blinks that much in conversation. Like, so maybe it's like a nervous thing. Well, I mean, I judged myself once I saw it. I was like, ooh, I need to judge this. I think maybe it's a nervous twitch that comes out. That's what I think. Or like I'm searching for the question in my mind in conversations with friends, family, whomever, and so the eyes blink with it, the statement comes out. To watch it, I was just annoyed with myself. I was like, I gotta get it together.
Be proud of yourself, because doing a whole hour show, right? Our studio.
Look at the eyes. Watch the eyes. Watch the eyes. The eyes are the key, because the eyes were like, look at the eyes. Blah, 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 blah.
Well,
blink, blink, blink,
okay, I will say.
Blink, 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 blink. And then I'm down on all fours doing a plank.
Planking.
And I still said, let me ask you this.
So funny.
Yeah, okay.
No,
anywho,
very well done, everyone.
Enough about me.
Let's talk more about fall.
Yeah, let's talk more about fall. I was going to talk about
pumpkin pie.
Oh, the pumpkin pie. Okay, you moved to that. I was going to go to Jimmy Kimmel, but we could talk about that another day. Okay, so the pumpkin pie is really blowing my mind, because it says that this pumpkin pie is 4 pounds. The Kirkland pumpkin pie.
Yeah. So you know what? I
was like, what?
It was cheap, right? It's $5.99 for that entire pie. I didn't know how much it weighed, but yeah, it's 4 pounds. Measures 12 inches across. At just $5.99, and it's pretty much held its price for years. Look at these ladies. They're just chowing down in their car, probably just outside of Costco. They couldn't even wait to get home.
I just can't believe that big old pie is so cheap. It's 4 pounds and measures 12 inches across. Baked fresh in-house at Costco. Wow, that's a lot of work for their employees. Sugar and eggs, and each serving packs 320 calories and 31 grams of sugar. That's a lot of sugar.
You know what?
At one time.
I will say I do know how many servings are in there.
How many?
12.
How do you know this?
I looked it up.
Oh, okay. I thought you had one.
I looked at the picture and I thought, how many servings? No, it's 12. So that means like what?
That's a lot of pie.
Almost, what, am I crazy? Like 2,000 calories?
More, a little more, yeah. That's a lot of calories up in there.
A lot of calories. Anyway, I'm not a mathematician. I do love pumpkin pie, and I do love Costco pumpkin pie, but I also just love Costco. Like, have you seen those videos where people would do surprise parties in Costco?
I want to try the pie.
Jam.
We got to bring the pie. We can't talk about the pie and not have the pie. And I do like pumpkin pie.
That is so true. That is like actually disrespectful of our producers not to bring
now we calling them out. Look at Delaney, like, why you got to call me out like that?
Costco pumpkin pie.
So let me ask you this. What do you think? Oh my God, I said it!
Wait, what is it?
Let me ask you this. Okay, what do you think about the fact that people reuse the pan that the pie is in? They reuse it. That's one of the things that's like kind of viral about it, is that people say they reuse the pan. You would reuse the pan?
Yeah, why
I mean,
not?
I guess you could reuse it a couple of times.
I'm going on a budget.
Yeah, I agree. I want to try the pie. Have you ever had?
Depends on what you are cooking it in.
Yeah, I guess. Because after a while, they get kind of flimsy.
Yeah.
But if it's holding 4 pounds, that means it's pretty sturdy.
That's true.
Have you ever had Patty's pie? Patty LaBelle's sweet potato pie that's in Walmart?
No, I have not, but I've heard about it, and I've seen there was a TikTok trend going on a little bit where people were getting and eating it in their car.
We need both of those on the show. Ooh,
we need a lot of things. Also, I love their key lime pie at Costco.
You've had it? I haven't had it.
I just like Costco.
I like Costco too. Yeah. Okay, we got to talk about Jimmy Kimmel. A little controversy around this, so we won't stick on this topic too long. But Jimmy Kimmel Live. What did you say? I'm sorry.
People have heard a lot about it.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably exhausted with it already, right? I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, but
let's beat it down.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to ABC actually today after being off air for nearly a week. And of course, you know, this has everything to do with his monologue that was aimed at the MAGA movement and Charlie Kirk's assassination is what some people are saying. What's interesting about his return is you won't see him everywhere, though, even though he's returning because Sinclair Broadcasting, which they actually own a major portion of ABC affiliates, they're saying that they're going to have other programming on and they won't have Jimmy Kimmel Live on. So that's very interesting, and we'll have to see what does that mean for his longevity, you know, and his show being on air, because viewers matter. We know that. So.
Yeah, well, and it really is crazy to see kind of some of the reaction. Again, I was sick all weekend, so it's kind of taken me a little bit to get on board with all that's happened, but to see all the protests that have happened because of it, you know, some of the government officials reacting to it as well is really interesting.
How are you feeling? You feeling better?
I'm feeling better.
Cold?
Yeah.
Was it a cold?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We'll see. It's been that going around.
Razor blades for 4 days.
Yeah, it's been that going around. So I'm happy that you're okay. Okay, United Center has basically come out and said that they're canceling NBA YoungBoy show altogether. What's interesting about this is, you know, I'm not an NBA YoungBoy fan. I can't tell you one song that the young man has. You know the song?
Well, I just know it's Never Broke Again. Yeah, his name.
Okay. Oh, that's what it means.
Yeah.
NBA YoungBoy. Oh, that's pretty clever. NBA. Okay. Never Broke Again. I like that. Learn something new on this show.
I have listened to some of his music. Some of his music has been trending before on TikTok. But yeah, he's supposed to have a concert here tomorrow night.
Right.
United Center abruptly canceled the concert and just kind of gave a short statement. Didn't really give an explanation on why.
I knew something was going on, though, because on social media it was trending before the show was canceled, saying that you could not bring in any bags. You know, normally when you go to a concert, you can bring in a small bag. Oftentimes it has to be clear. And then they came out and said no bags at all. So I said, well, wait, they think somebody's going to be packing heat in the bag or something? Like, they must have thought he was a target in some way to eliminate bags altogether. I thought that was a very strange policy to put out. And so I could kind of see this happening in real time, and so here we are. And they're basically saying, in part, you know, they were under the impression that something could happen because he has just an ongoing feud with Chicago's Lil Durk, who we know is behind bars, which actually began after King Von was killed, and that was in 2020. So it sounds like him coming to Chicago was going to fuel a lot of tension in some of these inner circles and maybe in the rap industry period, and they just didn't want any major catastrophic thing to happen.
Yeah, and I could see why they're doing it a little bit closer to the date, because at first I was like, well, why wouldn't they have announced this, you know,
earlier,
months ago, to give fans, like, you know, time, especially as they're so close, probably booking things here. But as things trend on social media, they probably get wind of it.
Right, and so you have to move. Yeah.
But they are getting their money back. I guess Ticketmaster is going to give them automatic refunds, so that's good.
Which is a plus.
Yeah, that's a plus.
We'll take that. Okay, well, coming up, we want to check your vibe. You know, they always say do a vibe check.
Yeah.
What's your vibe today, if you had to give a vibe check?
I'm happy to be back in routine, man.
Okay.
So, yeah, my vibe is high. How about
I like how I did that. I didn't say, let me ask you this. My vibe is chill. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
You know? Relaxing.
Look at me.
Very smooth.
We're both chilling.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Dr. Swathi all about the vibes and fall vibes and the vibe check right after this break.
Welcome back to Chicago Now. We said that our vibe's kind of chill right now.
Yeah,
right?
relaxed.
You know, we hear a lot, you need better energy, or I'm picking up good vibes. Sometimes I'll literally go into a place, if the vibes are off to you,
you can feel it.
I'll leave. I'll straight up leave. Like it's a coffee shop or a restaurant or something. I'm just like, yeah, this isn't me. I'm leaving.
I understand.
Anyway, I think people feel the same way. Today we're looking at practical, everyday ways to retune your body's energy field. We're talking no lab coat, we're not talking crystals, but we are bringing in Dr. Swathi to talk about fall fatigue. But first, you know, is there science behind when people talk about good vibes?
Yeah, there is, and thank you so much for having me. So vibes are just everyday language for energy frequencies. So everything, you, me, your phone, or even your morning coffee emits measurable vibrations. So science can capture these with tools like spectroscopy.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Swathi. You know, I've walked into environments, work, visiting family, and sometimes the vibes are off. Your vibe was good when you walked in, but their vibes are off. What can you do to kind of like, because sometimes other people's moods can impact yours.
Big time.
What can you do to kind of reset your vibe so that you're not leaving with these nasty vibes from other people?
Yeah, definitely. So there's so many practical everyday ways to kind of retune your energy. So the first one is movement. So thinking about regular stretching or dancing or yoga or even starting with a walk around the block. Then there's also deep, slow breathing that can reset your nervous system. You can even optimize your body's energy with sound like singing or humming. And then of course, sunlight exposure has been shown to recharge your body's natural rhythms.
I like that.
Is there like one thing, Dr. Swathi, that you mentioned a couple like high level, but is there a practice that you recommend, like a little exercise that we can do together? I know I'm putting you on
right
the spot.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, right now that could help us like recenter our energy.
Absolutely. So actually one of the emerging fields is called quantum Ayurveda. It's really traditional Ayurveda that focuses on herbs, diet, and lifestyle to balance the body. And quantum Ayurveda takes that foundation and adds a modern twist by incorporating discussions about energy frequencies of plants and matching them to our body's own energetic patterns. So one of the ways that we can do that all together today is called box breathing. And so we can breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then release for 4 seconds.
Okay, let's try this.
So we can all do that, whether it's now or like right after this, because it's such a great way to start thinking about energy and frequencies and how we can do so many of these things for free.
We're doing it now. Is that like a way essentially to like, I did it while you were talking, is that like a way to center yourself essentially?
Yeah, definitely. That's one way of looking at it.
Let me ask you, so I say that all the time. How do you, or would you suggest someone, if you walk away out of a situation where people have bad energy and you want to actually tell them your energy, because sometimes that's a really hard conversation to have, right? To let somebody know, I'm not around you as much, or I don't talk to you as much because your energy is off. How do you have that conversation?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think approaching it with, you know, how can you help them? Because really that's what we're trying to do, right? Is we're trying to help them. I think so much of it is about awareness. So you start paying attention to, you know, how you're feeling with other people, and then you're able to have that great conversation to just bring it up. I think a lot of people, whether or not they know it, they are looking for feedback. So I don't think it's the worst to bring it up. And I think a lot of the time we don't feel comfortable bringing it up. So just being able to have that conversation, maybe you're actually going to help yourself and, you know, your colleague or your friend more than you think.
I'm thinking about those couple of people that I'm just like, oh.
Me too, and I don't know. I don't want to start no drama.
Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for that. How about, you know, in the intro to you, we talked about crystals and, you know, people seeking kind of like some of those
alternatives,
yeah, exactly, to help, you know, bring up their vibe. Would you say that's necessarily not necessarily a bad thing, you know, to do if that's how it kind of like gives you peace, centers you?
Yeah, I think it's all about personalization of medicine and wellness to me. So I'm an integrative pharmacist. I'm always thinking about what is going to work best for the patient and work with the patient as a team. And so if that patient is very much into, you know, how are crystals, for example, like to your question, how that's going to help them, then I say go for it. It's just really understanding, okay, how is this going to help them and how can I help them help themselves? And I really think we're going towards, you know, what I call frequency first health. So it's not just about blood work, it's also including energy patterns and how to tune treatments to match. And, you know, companies like Green Space Herbs are really paving the way and dedicating more resources to, you know, what I mentioned before, quantum Ayurveda. So it's not just science in the lab, but it actually makes it accessible to other people.
Maybe I missed it. What's that quantum Ayurveda? What is that?
Yeah, so quantum Ayurveda is really thinking about traditional Ayurveda that focuses on herbs, diet, and lifestyle, and using all of those aspects to balance the body and taking it to the next level by incorporating the discussion of energy. And so quantum Ayurveda is really thinking about how we can match the energetic vibrations or resonance from herbs to the body or specific organs in the body. And this has been shown to help lower oxidative stress or chronic inflammation in the body. And it really helps the herb to work in concert with the body itself. So, you know, companies like Green Space Herbs, they're actually creating this optimization of these herbs so that they can work better in the body.
Got it. Is that in the form of like a pill or?
Yeah, exactly. So they'll be in a form of what you would think of as a normal supplement, just optimized for energy.
Got it.
Interesting.
Let's go into this.
She almost said it.
I almost said it. I say, let me ask you this.
Dr. Swathi, there's a whole conversation.
I say it a lot, so I'm trying not to say it in this interview. It's a habit that I'm trying to break. But let's talk about this part of it, because for some people watching, maybe they're in an environment where they're interacting with people of all spectrums, right? People that are in good spirits, people that are not in great spirits. How can music kind of play into this to get your day going so that no matter what energy you encounter, you stay upbeat?
Music is so important, and whether that's, you know, sound, like whether you're singing or humming or even, you know, chanting, if that's something that resonates with you, but sound like music really does influence our mood. And I think that's why so many times in the beginning of the day we start up with pump up music, or when we're at the gym or we're working out or even going for a walk, we're really incorporating music because it does influence the way that we feel. And the way that we feel, again, another way of saying that is like, how are we optimizing our energy? So I think music can play a huge role. So how do you find music that makes you feel better? Because if you feel better, oftentimes that does translate to how your nervous system and how your body in general and this energy is really being, you know, fixed.
And it's probably the same as like saying a mantra to yourself every morning, right? It could be short, it could be long, but it starts you off with the right foot.
Exactly. Yeah. So I love like talking to patients about mantras, or like how people can say these kind of affirming phrases, but also mantras can be viewed as like, okay, how am I incorporating the sound again, like whether it's the sound of my voice or the humming or even just the noise, really how that helps to vibrate throughout your body.
How can you do a vibe check? You're going into a different environment, maybe an environment you've never been in before, and you want to kind of like gauge where the vibes are in that room, and you've never navigated the room before, so you need to know what is the vibe. How can you walk into a space and kind of do a vibe check?
That's a great question. So I always say start with yourself. And so what you can control is yourself. So you're able to come in and say, okay, this is my energy. How do I feel? Maybe a little bit of that box breathing, slow breathing, thinking about, you know, getting centered before you walk into a room, because you never know what the room is going to have, especially if you haven't been in that room before, and you can't control that. But what you can control is how you're entering the room and how you're going to feel as you're going through the day.
That's a good question, because us as journalists, sometimes we're going into very different rooms every single day. I have a question for you too. You know, I said in our intro again to Tia that sometimes I'll go into a place, Dr. Swathi, and it's like a coffee shop, or it's like a restaurant, and if the vibes are bad there, I'll kind of just walk out and I'll just choose a different location. Is that a good thing? Should I sit and feel it out and maybe change my vibes in order to change what's happening in the room?
I I think it's not about changing your own vibes, but rather doing exactly what you're doing. You're kind of sussing out the situation. You're understanding, okay, like, what does it actually feel like to be in here? And if it doesn't work for you, the one choice is to leave and decide, okay, this vibe doesn't actually suit me. This energy is not really aligning with me. And then the other decision is, okay, do I want to test it out? So I think it's a case-by-case scenario, but I love that you have the awareness that you're even asking these questions, because that's really how you're going to figure out, okay, do I want to actually stay here, or is it best for me to just leave?
Okay. I really like what you're saying. In some cases, you can't leave, but I hope some of the people that have bad vibes that I know are listening, because there's a decent amount of people that I don't know if they're aware that, like, their energy literally kills a room.
I know.
Like, everything about your energy is off.
Or that person that, like, their mood is bad for that day, so then everyone else's mood has to be bad that day. Anyway.
Yes. Or their mood is bad every day.
Yeah.
Like, they need to come see you. Do you have a couch there for them? I'm being serious. They need to come see you. If they're watching, go see Dr. Swathi, because you need a vibe check.
Speaking of, are you active on social media? Where can people find more information about you, some of the stuff that you're talking about?
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to learn more about some of the concepts that I mentioned today, or more about quantum Ayurveda, you can go to greenspaceherbs.com. That's probably the best way to interact with, this entire topic moving forward. We also have an Instagram, so you can go to greenspaceherbs.com or greenspaceherbs on Instagram.
All right, Dr. Swathi with the great advice. Always good to have some advice that we can use every single day. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. I was thinking about that because, like, some people, I think, especially as you get older, like, I think that you're so used to being this way that you literally see nothing wrong with your behavior. And it's really bad vibes. I could think of a few people right now that I wish I could just call them out and tell them, check your vibes,
No kidding. It was funny because I was just at a segment and we were having conversation kind of in between, about an hour. And the photographer and the person we were interviewing knew a mutual person, and they said, oh yeah, is Angry Jack still angry? And it's like, they're like, yep. And it's like, man, at least they're consistent. Because, what if someone would have straightened out Angry Jack, and he'd be Happy Jack by now,
That would be nice.
Sometimes I'm not going to be that person, though.
When you encounter people like that, though, do you find yourself checking yourself to make sure you're not the person that, because I do think sometimes we can push off like how we feel on other people. And sometimes I've walked into these spaces with the people that I'm talking about, and I'm like, is it me? But then I'm like, no, this is every day with you. It's you.
Yeah, this is, you're a serial bad vibes person.
I hope you're listening.
Interesting.
I know you're watching, so I hope you're listening.
I know something that's going to bring everyone's vibe up. It is Bingo Loco, and it's coming to Chicago. It's everywhere. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to tell you all about it, break it down, coming up.
I like that you shifted the energy there.
Yeah,
Good job.
That is...
You're wondering, what is Bingo Loco? It's bingo? Yes. There's a rave? Oh yeah. It's completely loco, you better believe it. But how? How can bingo be so loco? It really has to be seen to be believed. Hi, I'm Scott. It's simple, really. You show up with your people, or solo if that's how you roll, and all you need to bring is your ticket and your game face, and we bring the rest. You get a bingo book, a bingo marker, we even give you a sweet, sweet playlist of your favorite songs you love to dance to sing along with, real ear candy from 90s pop to OG hip-hop, and everything in between. You sit with old friends, make some new friends. You sip on your Cosmo, play some bingo, and then whammo! Confetti cannons, sick beat drops, dance-offs, lip-sync battles, insane prizes. And just when you think it couldn't get any more loco, we slap you in the face with the world-famous Bingo Loco Rave Round. The DJ takes over the dance party, spinning the wheels of steel so hard you forget you told your family tonight you were going to bingo. Bingo Loco is an out-of-this-world 3-hour interactive game show extravaganza where you become the star. 3 games of bingo, multiple prizes per game. This isn't your grandma's bingo, but you should definitely bring her. She will love it. Have fun, laugh, drink, play, and who knows, you just might win. Most importantly, get your loco on. Is all this checking your boxes? Got your juices flowing? Then what are you waiting for? Click the link below or head straight over to bingoloco.com. Oh, and we're on socials too, but come on, who isn't? Welcome to the madness. Welcome to Bingo Loco.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how you get the good vibes going, baby.
Bingo
Loco, let's go. I'm already ready. I'm ready to do this.
Oh my gosh. Ariana Rosen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we had this beautiful explainer with the visuals too. Sounds like an awesome event. It's happening here in Chicago.
Happening here in Chicago and happening all over the world, which is very exciting. I actually just got back from Australia doing a Bingo Loco in May, so it's been pretty viral all around, and I'm so happy to be doing this job.
Okay, I need your job because you're traveling all over the world. So how did this come to be? What's the idea behind this?
Yeah, so Bingo Loco is exactly what it sounds like. It's crazy bingo.
Okay.
And it's a combination of a comedy show, actually playing bingo, and a rave dance party. All in one. And it's something that you kind of have to go to experience, right? So we have rave things, right? Like, we got all this fun stuff. We also have the bingo cards that are very important for all of our bingo players as well. And we have funny hosts and DJs, and it's just a great vibe all around. We have fun.
Is it like a night-long event, or is it a couple hours? How does it work when people actually get there?
Sure. So it's a 2-hour show. The entirety of the show is, you know, fun, craziness. Everyone has a great time. There's also drinks involved. The age range, I know. I didn't bring the drinks. Sorry about that, ladies. But it's an age range from 21 to 90. I've had people come that were very, very old, and they have no clue what's going on, but they have the best time.
So when you play bingo traditionally, you win something.
Correct.
What are some of the prizes?
Oh man, I can't give everything away.
Okay, just give us a little.
But few of them, I would say some of them, like an air fryer. We give away a 75-inch TV.
Wow.
And the very last prize at the very end, if you make it all the way, is a trip to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's nice.
How fun. Is that really what they win at in all these different locations? Do they all go to Vegas?
Correct.
And at the end, it's like a mega party?
It's a mega party.
Oh, wow, that's fun.
Wait, that's so cool.
That is so cool.
It's like its own TV game.
Absolutely.
Game show.
It should be probably recorded and be like a game show, actually.
Correct. I mean, it feels like it because all the hosts, you know, they're comedic and they're funny and they want everyone to feel immersed in the experience, right? So, of course, you know, regular bingo is just B1 and...
Right.
You know, I, whatever, the numbers and letters, but this is totally different. So even if you look at the card itself, there are 3 different rounds. There's a green game, an orange game, and a blue game. And actually throughout the orange game afterwards is when we play and have our rave round is what we call it.
Okay.
So
I
we
love
play
the
2 rounds, have a rave round, and then we finish off with that little trip to Las Vegas.
So what people can't see, it says, let's get weird. And then it says, no dancing on the furniture.
Oh, okay.
So they want you to act like you got some sense.
Yeah, we got to put some rules in place, but it does get pretty loco, so you know, we just go with it.
Ariana, I bet that when you tell people like what you do for a living, like, oh, you know, like I run a bingo, international bingo game.
They're
probably like,
what? They're like, oh, that's your job, you know. And I always do. I do private events as well. I'm a host for that as well. So this is just something that was right up my alley. I work with kids and adults, and this is strictly an adult show. But it's so fun, and everyone has the absolute best time.
You have the energy for it.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, you pass the vibe check.
Definitely pass the vibe check. And we're here for you.
So cost.
Yes.
What's the cost associated?
It is $35 a ticket. And if you know me, you know I can get you in, no problem.
Okay. I like that.
But yeah, and there's tickets for everybody, of course. They do sell out very, very quickly. I will say about a week to 2 weeks in advance is when they're just out, especially in the city of Chicago. And I've gone to other states, so of course in those states as well, they sell out incredibly fast.
How many times have you done, sorry, Gabby, how many times have you done this in Chicago?
I've been doing
Is it countless or?
Yeah, I mean, I do the whole show. I've been doing it for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years. And they send me everywhere. Like I said, Australia, I've been to Canada, and I'd say a lot of states within the Midwest, Texas, Florida. I've been everywhere, and it's cool to be able to travel and have this job as well.
I mean, obviously, maybe you come with friends, but you're probably meeting a lot of new people while you're there too, because you're just partying together.
100%, and I love interacting with people. I love connecting with people. That's huge for me. So getting to, you know, hang out with grandma and spin around in her wheelchair, just making her night is what I live for. I love this kind of stuff.
Wait, have you actually done that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, more often than ever.
What was the reaction in Australia? Because, I mean, some places I would think maybe they don't even play the game of bingo.
Well, they are familiar with Bingo Loco in itself, but I think for me, it was a cool experience because it's, you know, someone coming from out of the country, sharing that. I actually wore a Bulls jersey and a Bulls hat, so really got to like represent Chicago the best of my ability, and it was received really, really well. They loved it, you know, and I think really worldwide, everyone is starting to get on that train of Bingo Loco and how cool it is.
You're taking these traditional bingo halls out of business, because this is on a whole nother level.
Yep, it's not like the club either, right? I mean, some people our day and age are like, you know, I don't know if I want to dance, go to the club. This is kind of an alternative, and you get to potentially win some awesome prizes.
No, that's great. That's sweet, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Can we play a little?
Let's do that right now. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I got a couple numbers. Typically, the numbers are displayed on a large screen.
Okay.
But for today, we have my fancy schmancy iPhone. So I'm going to go ahead and get some numbers. Are you ready, ladies?
Let's go. Which card are we playing from? Green?
Sure. So we're going to start on the green page.
Okay.
Okay.
And then all you need is one horizontal line, which means 5 numbers for the first round.
Okay.
Got it? All right, so the first number I'm going to call is number 36. 36, and there are numbers all over the entirety of the board. So look down, just kind of got to gaze at it a little bit. Sure, you'll find
There's like a million numbers. How do I not have a 36?
Check it out. This might actually help you if you go down vertically. It goes from 1 to 10.
Oh,
10 to
look at
20,
you. All right, now it's
a little confusing, but it's a little bit of a different game. And, you know, this game was actually also brought over from Ireland, so their version of bingo is what they brought, as opposed to B-I-N-G-O.
Got it.
In the States.
Okay.
Let's try number 24.
24.
Yes,
Where's 24, darling?
Do you want more?
Okay, I like that.
How about number 9?
Oh, no.
Number 9. And throughout us calling out numbers too, some numbers might trigger certain songs. So for example, 5. We might play Mambo number 5 and get everybody up and dancing.
Wait, that's so fun.
Right? Like number 50, you think 50 Cent for birthday go shorty, right?
It's your birthday.
People celebrate their birthdays, so it's just
I like this. Okay.
Let's try
Number 1.
Ladies are number 1. Let's try, how about 27?
27.
Any luck? Maybe the next one. Ready? I'm going to get one more. Let's see.
Come on.
62.
62.
Oh.
Okay.
Bingo.
How you feeling?
Got it.
Did you get a bingo? No way.
Bingo.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I got to do this. This is exactly how we do it at Bingo.
What is about to happen?
You have won yourself a bingo. Loco.
That's the kind of party I like. Stunts. Party. Who's gonna clean it up?
That was crazy. You know what, guys? I have a confession.
What?
I did not get a bingo, but I just wanted to.
Why would you do that?
We just needed some confetti action in here.
Hey.
At least we got somebody ready with the broom.
Huge mess.
How you gonna clean all this up?
The mess.
Oh, we'll help him. We'll help him. Oh my gosh, that is so electric.
Look,
I had
even in the kitchen,
idea.
Look at that
all over the confetti's everywhere.
Wow, that was fun.
Yeah, it's a fun.
I'm ready to come
now that you're actually like taking us through it. Okay, every number you call, there's the song that goes with it.
Yes.
So how long does it take to call each number? Is it like at 30 seconds in between or what?
Depends on how fast people are moving. You know, we could be doing a speed round if we want to move it a little quicker. I'll start off pretty slow because I think some people, as they begin the game, kind of get confused and I have to repeat the rules and things like that. So I'm going to start slow and then I just pick up the pace. And keep in mind, people are drinking as well. So I'm repeating everything multiple times so people are still with me and, you know, we're all on the same page. I think it's important.
These confetti bombs go off every time someone gets bingo. How many of these are you cranking out?
Whatever.
Whenever.
We got about 20 to 30 canisters, so whenever I feel the need, it goes off.
I shouldn't feel so bad because probably people are doing the same little thing that I've done.
Look, a little piece of confetti
falling down.
I think it came from the rafters.
Probably.
Wow.
Well, we do confetti, CO2, and depending on the venue, sometimes there might be sparklers. I mean, it's a show. It's not just playing bingo. We really want it to be an entire experience, so that's why we do all these things to enhance it.
How do you verify the bingo? Because no one verified my card, just saying.
It's a great question. So we have a bingo machine that typically we use, and on the back of that bingo machine has the numbers that we did call. So the DJ typically will do that. I get the person up on stage. They might have to do a little dance or they have to work for it, and then we let them know if they got bingo or not.
It's snowing confetti like every few seconds.
Better than rain, though.
Yeah, that's true. So with this, there has to be a lot of planning that goes into when you stage these at different locations. What's the planning like?
In general, I would say we have a script that we have to go according to. It doesn't always have to go exactly according to the script, right? Depending on who comes up, we want to see what kind of people that we have in the audience. So for me, it's not really a huge process. It's more of just reading the crowd and seeing, you know, what kind of people we're working with. Are we working with kids in college? Are we working with people that are more on the broader spectrum and older? Just depends. It's all different, which I love.
Do you have people that come and they're like, I came for the vibes, so I'm not playing. I'm just here with my friends. Maybe my friend plays, and I'm just here to tag along because it is such a party atmosphere. Yes. And you know what's really interesting about it? Because a lot of times now, there's not a lot of places you can go and party and really feel safe. This seems like a kind of like a different environment where you can feel a little more safe because bingo is behind it.
100%. I think it would be considered safe, you know, and you're with good people. Like we're providing the good vibe, like you were saying. So I don't think people feel nervous by any means. You know, of course there's security at the front, but they're all, you know, we're having it up at the very front. And because it's more of like a childhood game, I think people feel more inclined to come and be accepting of it.
Oh, that's so
fun.
I love that. Do you have people who are coming like...
You have these glasses.
I know, I can't get over it.
Me out.
Them, though.
Now I'm putting
I don't mind them on me. I don't mind them on me.
And you got them right on the nose. Like, you don't even really have them on.
You can't say Chicago because we already know the answer is Chicago, but what's the best place that you've done a show that really brought the vibes? Oh, my glasses.
That is such a hard question. Yeah, I mean, Chicago for sure. I would say Australia is a good close second, maybe first, kind of tied. Another place that really knows how to get down, funny enough, is Seattle.
Really?
Seattle. Yeah. I had the best time there. I don't know if it was just the people.
I have
Sometimes
a feeling
when you're
I know why.
Well, when you're in a town where people don't necessarily
you know what?
at these parties. You know?
She said I got a feeling.
What's your
the feeling?
I feel like people sometimes are microdosing a lot. Seattle. That's a big stereotype that I'm just like throwing out there. Anyway, so they're having fun. And regardless, they're having fun in Seattle.
Age, yeah, and it's, you know what, also I'll say this with college towns. Kids get really, really into it because if we know it's a college town, like we can cater the music to that generation, and it's so much fun that way.
Shout out to Ian, who's behind the scenes sweeping all of this up. And there's pieces still falling from the sky. What's the largest crowd that you've ever had for one of these?
I think the largest crowd I had was I think it was about 950.
Wow.
And typically I'd say on average, like the Chicago shows anywhere between maybe 400 to 600, just depends on the week. And then in Ireland, they're doing like festivals where it's thousands of people.
Wow.
You know, so it really depends on the space and the venue and how many people they can hold. But my average, I would say, is like between 500 and 600.
What's the? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry.
So many questions. I love it though.
This is a long form interview, and we like this. What's like the dress code? You know, people are interested in coming. I saw.
Oh, that would be fun.
Are there
think
themes,
about that.
or is it kind of like as what you're comfortable in?
Yeah, it doesn't say on the website any kind of attire.
Yeah.
I'd say a lot of people like to dress up as old people, and they'll bring the walker.
So funny.
You know, and it's just fun to see how people dress up. But you know, my friends, I tell them just wear something cool, casual colors if you can. I think it just enhances the whole thing. And some people come kind of fancy schmancy if they're celebrating like a birthday or a bachelorette. You know, it's really open to interpretation.
So when is the next show?
My next show, I know they're typically every Friday at Morgan Manufacturing. Shout out to them. But my next show, personally, I believe is in October. So have a little break right now, but every Friday we'll be working and rolling.
If people want to go to the Morgan Manufacturing location happening this Friday, correct?
Yes,
starting this Friday.
Yes, please go.
Where can they find tickets?
Sure, it's www.bingoloco.com, L-O-C-O. You can get tickets over there, and if you see it on Instagram, you're probably going to see some ads as well. There we go, right there. Go ahead and check us out also on Instagram. It's at bingo.loco, and you can find tickets either place.
Since it is called Bingo Loco, what is the craziest thing you've ever seen while doing this?
Oh, man, I don't know if I can even
Come on, you got to give us one. You got to give us one. It's got to be a couple, but maybe one that you can say.
All right, I'll give you one. There was a girl who came up on stage, maybe mid-40s, and oftentimes we'll have to make people work for the prizes as opposed to just walking away for it. So I did have a girl, she had a couple drinks in her, and she had to do a twerk contest.
Ooh.
But lo and behold, she got up on a chair, upside down, twerking, and fell off the stage.
Does she have a dress?
No.
Which I believe is also probably on the Bingo Loco Instagram somewhere, so check that out if you can. But things like that happen. She was totally fine.
Good.
And funny enough, she came back the next week and said, "Girl, I got a concussion, but I'm back." It's like, okay.
What?
Live your life. Live your life.
Wow. Okay.
It's wild, I'm telling you.
You guys bring out the best then. Bingo Loco. It's a perfect name, too.
Yes, exactly.
I love
it. Exactly.
Nothing like a little twerk. Get you knocked off the chair.
Not a party until someone's twerking on a chair, I guess.
Exactly. I say the same thing.
This was fun. Now I feel bad though because now we got to help out Ian and clean up some of this confetti.
He is
hard at work.
Such a trooper.
With the little baby broom. Can I see? You don't have to come on camera, but let me see the baby broom. Look at the baby broom.
Look at this broom.
I mean, you can't do nothing with this.
You could defy gravity with that.
We need a vacuum. Somebody bring a vacuum.
A toy, yeah.
I mean, what can you do with this?
Blower.
This is like a joke. A toddler joke.
How do you guys do it? Do you guys do a vacuum at the end of the night?
We let the venue take care of it.
Oh, all right. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, that's why they get paid.
We provide the vibes, they provide everything else.
All right, we're
I'm going to clean up.
Clean this up.
I got you.
Thank you very much for your time and telling us all about Bingo Loco.
Ariana, you were amazing.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
We will.
We'll be right back.
Lerner Road.
to Chicago now.
We are back.
Like
you know what?
I don't know.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have any audio right now.
You have nothing?
Yeah, I unplugged it when I was sitting up and down and stuff like that. Helping clean up the confetti. Mostly you did it. That was so fun. Bingo Loco.
They're still falling.
He's unfalling. I love this so much.
Every time you say
that
confetti,
was the best
something falls.
Bingo I've ever done in my entire life.
Did you see that? It's just falling from the rafters. I think it's on top of the light. So hopefully in Chicago Live, which is a much more serious show, they're not talking about something serious and then just a piece of confetti falls from the sky.
Sure, it's gone.
We're gonna clean. Don't you worry.
Hey, frankly, Kayla,
I like that.
Doing
frankly.
very well.
Very well, and to the point where Wieners Circle decided that for the Bears winning, that they were going to provide free hot dogs. This sounds so good. And that is where we find our very own Jake Hamilton out there hanging out. Oh my goodness.
Hey!
Look at the crowd.
Hey! Hey! They thought you were going to be here. That's why they're all here. Hey guys, we are out here in Lincoln Park in front of Wieners Circle. Listen, let me ask you a question. You know what they're not doing in Dallas today? Eating free hot dogs. You know why? Because Caleb Williams scored 4 touchdowns against America's team, Dallas Cowboys. Apparently they weren't America's team enough to stop the Bears, to stop Caleb Williams. And as a result of that, folks out here in Chicago and Lincoln Park have been lined up. Listen, when they started, look, we've been out here since, what, about 7 o'clock? And there was 3 people, 3 very happy, content, excited people that wanted a free hot dog. But now the line stretches down Clark. We are going to be live in the noon show, too, guys. And we're going to go down there. We're going to show you all this. I asked them earlier today. I said, listen, were you guys expecting this to blow up the way it did? And they said, listen, we didn't really know what was going to happen, but we knew about 18 seconds into the third quarter when Caleb Williams threw that 4th touchdown bomb to wide receiver DJ Moore that they had to get something in order. In fact, you may have seen a tweet that they sent right after that touchdown that said, oh blank, a word that we can't say on live TV. Speaking of things we can't say on live TV, you might be asking, Jake, why are you outside? Why aren't you inside at the Wieners Circle? It's the Wieners Circle. If you've never been in the Wieners Circle, sometimes they say things, and sometimes they use words that we can't put on live television because Fox doesn't want to pay all the FCC fines they're going to be coming if you hear some of those words that are spewing out of the Wieners Circle. It's a lot of fun. And we got some video we can bleep later, but for right now, we're going to stay safely outside the confines of the swearing of the Wieners Circle, but it's good vibes in there. People are excited to be here. They said they got over 2,000 dogs ready to go, maybe more if needed. People are excited. The rain kind of cleared up. It was a little drizzly out here a little bit earlier, but it's good vibes. Let's see if I can see. I'm not, no joke, guys, I can't see the end of the line going down Clark. People have been driving by, they've been cheering, they've been honking, they're excited to be here, and it's just a good vibe following a great Bears win. Live out here, tossing it back to you guys in the studio. How you feeling? You want me to grab you one?
Yeah, grab us a couple. I just hope they have enough.
One per person. Sorry, can't do it.
One per person.
Jake, can I ask you a question though? Is it a lot of friends that are coming together? Is it people just like stopping on their way to work?
Is it lunch break?
Or
it's
what?
It's a lot of people. We saw a guy on a bike coming by that just stopped and hung out for a while. It's a lot of people kind of trying to figure out, wait, what's this crowd all about? Some people knew that was going to happen. Some people were watching ChicagoNOW. They're asking people, listen, it's a free dog, right? But the folks inside Wieners Circle, they've been working all morning long to get literally thousands of dogs ready to go. They're asking for a little tip, and I got to give a shout out to Fox 32 own Mr. Anthony Ponce, who actually sent a tip because they gave me a dog to show live on air, and Ponce actually sent them a little bit of money to kind of help them out, to kind of get them started in that tip jar, because all of us that have worked in service, we appreciate a good tip jar, right? So, hopefully the folks inside at Wieners Circle, even though they're giving a lot, hopefully they're getting a lot today as well.
What a generous man are Anthony Ponce.
Yeah, he is. They're probably cussing a little bit more on the inside, though.
I bet they are.
I'm just trying not to get fired, guys. Come on.
They're working like a dog.
No pun intended.
Do you really think, Jake, that they're going to have enough hot dogs? I honestly, I don't think so. In the looks of that line.
It's while supplies last. So
okay.
You know what? When supplies run out, they're done. That's it. But I kind of thought while supplies last, I was like, what does that mean? Like 50 dogs, 75 dogs? No. Over 2,000 dogs, they're saying. So they're not cheaping out. They're doing just fine.
I love it. Jake, have you seen that line? You said that you can't see the end. When you got there, how many people were in line when you first got there today?
3 people. And it's funny. And for a while, they're excited. There wasn't even a line when we got here. It's kind of a little crowd of people. A little crowd. Hey, well, I'll take one. Is this mine? Is this yours?
How about split it? We'll split it.
We'll split it down the middle. We'll split it down. See, when Mark's here, he's giving away. He waited in line. He's giving away his hot dog. Yeah, guys, there are about 3 people that were kind of hanging around the front, and then the crowd got bigger. The crowd got bigger, and there really wasn't any organization until finally I think they realized, listen, we might want to get these people in line because it's going to be a crowd. When they open those doors, guys, I told our photographer D, I said, listen, you get in there. I'm going to step back. I'm going to get out the way. Because they were coming in for that hot dog. But what started as just 3 people out here at about 7 o'clock this morning, it grew, it got bigger, and but you know what? At the end of the day, it's all positivity. No one's yelling, no one's screaming, and that's what happens when Caleb Williams scores 4 touchdowns. Not just 4 touchdowns against the Cowboys. It's all the more sweeter. It's all the more sweeter. I have a feeling Mr. Jones isn't giving out free hot dogs to the Dallas organization today.
You're right.
That he is not. Right. That is he is not.
I'm just so curious what some of those people do for work. I mean, I'm not knocking them, but I mean, I just wish I had that kind of time to be able to like hang out and do whatever I wanted to do.
People say that about my job all the time.
No kidding. You got to get yourself a hot dog. Jake, here's a question for you.
Love you guys.
I'm trying not to say, let me ask you this. So here's a question for you. What do you like on your hot dog? What are your go-to toppings for your hot dog?
That feels like a dangerous question to answer on Chicago television.
Well, because I am feeling I know his answer.
Is it you like ketchup on it?
No. I don't like ketchup. Period. I don't. Here's the deal. I don't really love. I like. Give me a little chili, some fresh onions, a little cheese. I want it to be a little. I like a good chili cheese dog. Like I want to feel whenever I'm done eating my hot dog, I want to feel like I'm 8 minutes away from death. I want to feel my arteries clogging. I want to feel like that was my last meal. I want to feel my heart go, "What have you done to me?" That is what I want. I want a nice dog with a side of heart failure.
Okay. Well, for now, you know what? I'm sorry, you're going to have to eat another Chicago hot dog. Put on a wig for us and go through the line a couple more times so Tia and I can have a hot dog too.
Let's go. I got you. Listen, walk in there, walk in the front door and say, "Do you know who I am?" They love that. That'll go over really well.
They'll read us our rights.
Especially at the Wieners Circle. Just go in there, point at your face, and say, "I'm on television." They will find that hilarious.
Oh, they would eat us alive.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it looks like you have a lot of friends there, so I'm going to let you get to it with your buddies who were behind you on camera. And stand in line again, and we will see you in the noon show.
When you come back.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too, Jake. It's always a pleasure. All right, hopefully you wash those hands. He's been shaking a lot of hands out there.
I'm just saying. You're right.
All right, this was really fun. We'll see you tomorrow for Hump Day. Let me ask you something. No, I'm just kidding. It was a great day. We will see you tomorrow. Gabby, it was fun. I'm happy you're back and feeling better.
I am too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. See ya.
Bye.
Live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at Noon.
Next at noon, ICE arrest on the increase and new security measures in Broadview. We're going to show you what's being done. 4 touchdowns means free hot dogs. The Wieners Circle is making good on its promise to Bears fans. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Sylvia Perez. The Broadview ICE facility has new security measures as agents continue to step up arrest of undocumented immigrants. Fox 32's Joni Lum has more.
Broadview police are on the scene, but they know nothing about the fence that was installed at the ICE facility. They believe that ICE put it there across a public street to keep the protesters away from the ICE agents who remain at the building on the roof.
There's no signage here. There's no signage saying what happens if you try to continue along in the public way. Will you be shot by the snipers that are facing the wall as we were shot on Friday and gassed? Will you have federal charges lobbed against you? Will the police who are standing by saying they can't do anything about the federal government violating municipal law arrest you? It's unknown and it's a bit scary.
New security measures keep protesters at a distance from the building and its driveways. They have been shouting at workers and in the past used their bodies to block vehicles from entering and leaving. ICE uses the facility to process undocumented immigrants they've arrested during Operation Midway Blitz and Operation At Large. Federal officials say they've captured 500 people in 2 weeks. The arrests happening at workplaces, homes, and while people are out with their children. The protest boiled over Friday. ICE agents fired pepper balls and tear gas at protesters multiple times. They threw 2 women to the ground and arrested 16 people. Homeland Security called them rioters. The military tactics were shocking.
I got hit a couple times. One of them left a bruise. Luckily, none of them hit me in my face or throat. Protesters who have been here for much longer than me and have been hit in much worse places than I was. But yeah, we were gassed.
And protesters say they will be out here daily in the morning and the evening to keep up the pressure on ICE. In Broadview, Joni Lum, Fox 32, Chicago.
Let's take a live look outside. Can't tell if the rain has stopped, but I know some areas we're experiencing some pretty heavy rainfall. What's happening out there right now, Emily?
Well, right now in the city of Chicago, as you can see from that very, very cool shot of the clouds there, we're starting to get a break in the cloud cover, so we're getting back to sunshine. That's going to help to boost our temperatures. But yes, we are still dealing with some showers, a couple thunderstorms too. Take a look at the radar. So across the south suburbs, down into Kankakee County, over into northwest Indiana, that's where we're seeing some of the heavier activity at this point. But everything that you're looking at, these are not severe. They're not expected to become severe, but a couple heavier downpours certainly going to be possible throughout the afternoon. One of the storms that we're keeping an eye on is just outside of Newton County. So for those of you in the central and southern Newton County, you're going to be seeing quite a bit of lightning here very shortly, likely in the next 15 minutes or so. Temperatures out there right now ranging from the upper 60s for locations that are seeing the rain currently up to the upper 70s in places like Aurora. Same thing in Morris. It's up to 82 degrees already in LaSalle. O'Hare back up to 73. Previously, about 15-20 minutes ago, because of the rain that moved through, temperatures actually dropped to about 70. So we're going to see those numbers rising again throughout the afternoon now that we're starting to see decreasing cloud cover again. But still during the afternoon, we're still going to have the chance of a few more showers and storms rolling through. Temperatures tonight going to be in the lower 60s and more rain is possible tomorrow. Those details coming up.
Thanks, Emily. The United Center has canceled rapper NBA YoungBoy's concert. The show was scheduled for tomorrow night. Ticketmaster customers will be automatically refunded, and anyone who has actually purchased tickets through a reseller should contact them. NBA YoungBoy, whose real name is Kentrell Galden, is currently on his Make America Slime Again tour. NBA YoungBoy